Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Organic Book Reviews. We'll be looking at Postal, the complete collection today, published by Image. I finished this book last week, and it was actually a pretty interesting read. Kept me on my toes a little bit. It kind of reminded me a little bit about the Hailstorm series as well. There's some similarities there. So this collects a complete collection, which is Postal 1 through 25, and then 3 extras that are after the series. So the first thing we're going to look at is who are involved in this book. So we're going to flip over here in Postal. Here's all the writers, the colorists, letters. And all right, so now we'll be going over some of the artwork, what the story looks like, what it's about. I'll be giving you guys a little brief overview about it, and trying to stay a little bit spoiler free. That way you can really enjoy the story yourself. So basically, this book is about a town called Eden in Wyoming. So it's basically an FBI cover-up spot. The FBI is trying to hide it, taking it off Google Maps, and nobody knows about it. It doesn't exist to the world. And the mayor of this town is called Laura, and her husband is some psychotic cult leader that used to murder and kill a lot of people for sport. And they thought he died, but he escaped. And now, basically, Laura and the husband's son wants to meet him. So Mark is basically a kid with a syndrome. I forgot the name of the syndrome, but he doesn't do well in social atmospheres. He doesn't show emotion, and he's very, very meticulous with his stuff. Like what the burger and fries here. He doesn't want to eat the burger. He doesn't want to eat the plate here because the fries are touching the burger, basically. So he likes all his stuff very, very meticulous, which is on the next page. So the burger has to stay away. I mean, the fries has to stay away from the burger. I know some people are like that in real life, which is kind of interesting. And so he's a very, very interesting character in the story. He's very, very good with detail. So he's like basically a professional detective. But right now he's a postman. All he does is deliver mail because Laura wants to keep him out of trouble. But later on, as he meets his father, and his father changes him a little bit, he gets more involved in the actual dark side of Eden. So since he's very, very good with detail, Laura, which is his mom, can actually ask him to do stuff like finding out who did this murder, why did this person want to murder them, and if anybody is trying to hide or wear a mask, basically, he can discover who that person is just by how they stand, how they breathe, and how they smell. So he's basically the professional detective of Eden. And so the premises of this story is Eden is a place for criminals and people that think they deserve a second chance. This is a home for them, and the FBI protects them because Laura and one of the FBI agents made a deal, and the deal involves basically a lot of money. And I won't go into detail about that because I want you guys to find out yourselves. But that's basically why the FBI protects Eden, is because a lot of money is involved. So Isaac, which is Mark's dad, he's trying to take over or destroy Eden because Eden was supposed to be a paradise with law-free for the normal people. But now it's basically just a paradise for criminals, and he thinks they don't deserve it because that's not how it should work. And there's other people involved on trying to find out Eden and take it down too, which is the FBI, some people in the FBI, and a war veteran who finds out about it as well. So as we go on in this story, we meet basically Mark and his love interest, and he basically has a love triangle, and all these people are trying to take over Eden, or like destroy Eden, and the people of Eden are trying to defend themselves so they can live a peaceful life. So as we go on and progress more in the story, you find more details of the backstory of why Isaac came to be, why people want to take over Eden, why Eden exists in the first place, why it should be allowed or why it shouldn't be allowed, and then all these other details. So that's basically a little bit of the summary that I will provide for you so you can find out all the details for yourself. The artwork itself is very, very gorgeous. I enjoy this artwork a lot. The paper itself also is a gloss finish, and it's pretty thick. So even though this book is basically the size of an omnibus and very tall, or maybe an absolute from DC, since the paper is very thick, it's something I thought would take a very long time to finish, but it only took me about, maybe if you read this, it could take you could finish this in a day, basically. It's really not that long, but I try to breeze through it in a week, trying to read a few chapters at a time so I can actually enjoy and immerse myself in the story. But this is something I highly recommend if you're into crime, mystery, drama. Is a very interesting book from Image. And if you like this review, let me know in the comments. Let me know what else you want me to review, what else you're interested in, and I'll try to make a review for the next book in the comics. Thank you so much. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.